Chapter 3. The Reckoning. The tension in the Grand Reynolds mansion had reached a fever pitch as the family gathered at the ornate dining table, the air thick with unspoken accusations and long-buried secrets. Evelyn Reynolds, the matriarch, sat at the head of the table, her piercing gaze sweeping across the faces of her children and grandchildren, knowing the time had come to reveal the truth that had been shrouded in silence for far too long. Clearing her throat, Evelyn rose from her chair, commanding the attention of the room. "My dear family, I have called you all here tonight for a reason. It is time to shed light on a matter that has been kept hidden for far too long." She paused, her eyes meeting each of their gazes in turn, the weight of her words bubble. David, Evelyn's eldest child and local politician, shifted uncomfortably in his seat, his brow furrowed with a mixture of apprehension and defiance. Claire, Evelyn's estranged daughter, sat with her arms crossed, her expression guarded, ready to pounce on any revelation that might further tarnish her brother's carefully cultivated image. "As you all know, my father, your grandfather, passed away several years ago," Evelyn continued, her voice steady and authoritative. "What you may not know is that he left behind a will that has been kept secret until now." She paused, allowing the gravity of her words to sink in. The room erupted in a flurry of hushed whispers and confused murmurs. David leaned forward, his eyes narrowing. "Mother, what are you saying? What's in this will?" Evelyn raised a hand, silencing the room. "The will contains instructions that will change the course of this family's future. It is time for us to confront the truth, no matter how painful it may be." Claire scoffed, her eyes flashing with a mixture of skepticism and curiosity. "And what truth is that, Evelyn? Another one of your family's carefully guarded secrets?" Evelyn's gaze hardened, her lips pressed into a thin line. "Yes, Claire. Another secret that has been weighing heavily on my conscience for far too long." She paused, taking a deep breath. "The will stipulates that the family's inheritance and legacy will only be passed on to those who are willing to confront their own truths and make amends for their past transgressions." The room erupted in chaos, with David and Claire immediately launching into a heated argument, their voices rising in a cacophony of accusations and denials. Lucas, the troubled grandson, sat silently, his eyes downcast, while Maya, the youngest, watched the unfolding drama with a mix of fascination and trepidation. Evelyn raised her hands, attempting to restore order. "Enough," she commanded, her voice cutting through the din. "This is not about money or power. This is about our family, our legacy, and the need to heal the wounds that have been festering for far too long." David scoffed, his eyes narrowing. "So, you're telling us that in order to inherit the family fortune, we have to air our dirty laundry for all to see? This is preposterous, Mother. I won't be a part of it." Claire leaned forward, her eyes gleaming with a dangerous intensity. "Oh, but I think you will, David. After all, your precious political career is already hanging by a thread, isn't it? Perhaps this is the perfect opportunity for you to come clean and redeem yourself." David's face flushed with anger, and he opened his mouth to retort, but Evelyn's firm voice cut him off. "Enough, both of you. This is not about politics or personal vendettas. This is about healing our family, about finding the courage to confront our own demons and emerge stronger for it." Lucas, who had been silent throughout the exchange, suddenly spoke up, his voice trembling with a mixture of shame and defiance. "I'll do it." All eyes turned to him, and he swallowed hard, his gaze meeting Evelyn's. "I'll confront my truth. I'm tired of hiding, of letting my addiction control me. If this is what it takes to reclaim my place in this family, then so be it." Maya reached across the table, her hand grasping Lucas's in a gesture of solidarity. "I'll stand with you, Lucas. We all have our own truths to face, and I'm ready to face mine as well." Evelyn's eyes glistened with a mixture of pride and sorrow. "Thank you, Lucas, Maya. Your courage is an inspiration to us all." She turned her gaze to David and Claire, her expression softening. "And I hope that the rest of you will find the strength to do the same." The room fell silent, the weight of Evelyn's words hanging in the air like a heavy cloak. The family, once so united in their public image, now stood divided, each member facing the daunting task of confronting their own truths, their own demons, in order to preserve the legacy that had once bound them together. As the night wore on, the confrontation continued, with emotions running high and long-buried secrets spilling forth. By the time the sun began to peek over the horizon, the Reynolds family was forever changed, their relationships irrevocably altered, but with the promise of a new beginning, one built on honesty, understanding, and the courage to face their own truths.